So, by special request from a friend of the podcast, we've been asked to talk about magpies swooping. We've chatted about magpies a few times. We both actually really love magpies. They're a gorgeous, friendly bird and they're really intelligent. But at this time of year, they start thinking about breeding and nesting. And just for a short period of time at this time of year, some of the males will swoop. All they're doing...
Is it only the males?
Mostly, yeah. They say it's
that.
probably about 10% of the males will
Not
swoop.
many.
Not many. But
And I've heard it's because they pick humans, individuals. Is that right?
Yes, some people, they have a sense of that person is a threat, maybe because they've been threatening in the past, or they might even just look a bit like the person who was threatening in the past, and so on. But the bottom line is, for a few months of the year, some of the males will swoop. And it's only for a short time, and they're just doing what we would do, which is trying to protect, or they perceive that they're protecting their nest. They're keeping
Territory,
people.
yes.
Yeah. So there are some things that you can do to reduce the risk of swooping magpies.
You can go around wearing a silly hat.
You can. That's one of the pieces of advice. But even better is that you carry an open umbrella. I mean, A, they're not seeing your face and your head so readily. I mean, I guess option one is don't go there for a few months a year. If you can possibly do it, find another way around that area where the magpie is nesting and swooping. I'm told that they only do it within about 100 metres of their nest. So you don't have to do a huge wide loop around the area. You can just sort of skim the border of the area. Wear a hat, wear sunglasses and carry a brolly. The advice is for cyclists to dismount and walk alongside, and the same with motor scooters, the little e-bikes and all of those kind of things. Because apparently the magpie has to make a more or less split-second decision about whether or not you're a threat. And if you're zooming past, he's going to make a very quick decision and decide that you may be a threat. Whereas if you dismount and walk, he will perhaps perceive that you're not that much of a problem.
Well, you're moving slower too, I suppose.
Yeah.
You're not so in his face, so scary.
That's right. And
yeah.
quick. I've got to do something about this thing.
Yeah.
They also recommend flags on the back of your bike or scooter because that just sort of broadens the target area for maggies.
Right. So if you're a cyclist, wear a silly hat, pair of sunglasses, put a flag on and carry an umbrella.
Red umbrella.
Right.
I think choose your options, darling. So there is a podcast about this on the Highland FM website. Recently, Adam interviewed Patrick Tegart from the Environment Services at Council, and Patrick talks all about swooping magpies. If you go to the Highland FM website and look under the Check-In with Council podcasts, it's episode number 43, and Patrick talks all about, advice around magpies swooping at this time of year. And if you're aware of a swooping magpie, particularly if it's on council land like parks, sports fields and other open areas, and you perceive that it's a risk, then please report it to council. Apparently, Patrick gets to trot out and assess the magpie. He might put up a bit of signage, or if he perceives that it's a genuine threat, then he will have that bird moved. The only other thing to say is that reinforce it's only 10% of the males for a short period of time. And also it really is rare that they actually cause an injury. Normally they give you a hell of a fright. They swoop down on you unexpectedly. They'll snap their beak and sometimes make a loud call. They rarely do attack, but they do attack, and there's no denying that. But even with a swooping magpie, there's not that much reason to panic as long as you've done all the safety things that we've recommended.